Darktide is finally here, and the game is a ton of fun. Let's just get that out of the way right now, because unfortunately, today, we need to talk shop and really break down something that the community is upset about: monetization. This is a topic no one wants to discuss, and as content creators, many will feel we should just stick to making videos and keep our opinions out of things, but that's simply not something that we can do, especially when we're playing a game that we enjoy and genuinely want to see successful. So the intention here is simple: point out the issues as we see them, present solutions where we can, and ultimately create a video that helps bring this issue into focus for the developers so they can address it. That's it. As you may or may not know, depending on when you get a chance to play the game, Darktide has officially launched. The 2-week pre-launch beta is over, and now we're playing the full game. Keep in mind, Darktide is built on a live service model, which means content will continue to roll out consistently over the next few years. That's been the case with their previous game, Vermintide 2, so there's no reason to think that will change with this game. In this launch version of Darktide, there is a premium currency store, and the store features exactly what you'd expect: cosmetics that you can buy to make your character look a certain way. Part of that store also includes bundles, and therein lies the first issue. Those bundles cost 2,400 Aquilas, the premium currency. The idea is to entice players to buy the bundle, right? It's cheaper than if you were to buy each piece from that bundle individually, and that's by design. Now here's the kicker: if we go to buy Aquilas, you'll notice that there is no way to easily buy 2,400 Aquilas. In fact, it's clear the team wants you to buy the $10 bundle or the $20 bundle. You know this because they even try to sweeten the pot by throwing in a little bonus currency. The issue is really that you don't have a clear option. If you buy the $10 package, you're still 300 Aquilas short of being able to buy a bundle. If you buy the $20 package, well, now you have enough to buy a bundle, sure, but what's left over is 2,100 Aquilas, not enough for a second bundle, and you're forced to purchase more if you want to get another bundle. Hopefully you're starting to see the issue here. There's no clear-cut way to purchase the exact amount that you would need to buy an item in the store, and that entices more spending, which is predatory. That's what it is. The solution would simply be to either create cosmetic bundles that align with the pricing of Aquilas, or directly price each cosmetic item so that a player can spend exactly what is required for that item, nothing more, stripping out the premium currency altogether. So that's issue number one, and you don't have to look far to find issue number two. If we look back at the bundles, you'll notice there's actually a timer at the bottom of each panel, and this is a pretty big issue in the eyes of the community. Timers create FOMO, or fear of missing out, and it's been proven time and time again inside the gaming industry and outside that time-limited deals create pressure on the individual to make a purchase because they believe that item will no longer exist once the timer runs out. To be fair, we don't know if these items will ever exist after the window has closed, whether as individual items or will ever be featured as bundles again. That's just information we don't have. But the fact that we're thinking about the possibility that these items are limited is exactly the philosophy behind the system. And let's be clear, it's predatory. The solution here, well, it's pretty simple. Don't tie any items from the premium currency store to timers. Even featured bundles, make them available all the time in a bundle just somewhere else within the store. Keeping a featured section is fine, it highlights the latest and greatest stuff, but give players the option to buy whatever they want, whenever they want it. Before we move on to the final issue, I think it's important we all get on the same page about one thing in particular. A premium currency store that only sells cosmetics is fine as a system. As long as there are no pay-to-win or pay-for-convenience features, it doesn't bother us here on the channel. In fact, if you like the game and you want to support the developers, go buy skins. That's all well and good. That's why the system exists. Again, we want to see this game succeed, and let's just be real for a second, that only happens with more development, which costs money. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's move on to issue number 3, and this one is really the one that has the community fired up. But let's really understand the issue. At the time of making this video, there is currently a fully functioning cosmetic shop, but not a fully functioning in-game crafting system. In fact, the crafting system only has one of the 4 features that will ultimately be part of that system. The issue here is optics. When you load into the game, you see a fully functioning system that makes the developers money, but not a fully functioning system that allows you to progress within the game. It looks bad, and that's the root of the issue. Many might misunderstand this as a priority issue, that Fatshark values a cash shop over crafting, and that's simply not the case. On any development team are different groups of people responsible for different things. Artists aren't responsible for implementing a crafting system, and clearly their work was ready for launch, whereas the team responsible for crafting might not have made that launch deadline. It is possible the developers are intentionally holding back crafting, rolling it out over a period of time because they're concerned about balancing, but that looks just as bad. Again, this really boils down to optics, and the solution was pretty simple. Delay the game until crafting is ready, and make sure you launch a complete product. There it is. We've said it for years. Developers should not release games that are not complete, even if it's a live service style of game. Fatshark even had a pre-launch beta, which they could have extended in order to give the team creating the crafting system more time to complete it. Instead, they opted for some opening soon flavor text. That's that. Sadly, these three things are issues when they stand apart, but it becomes an even bigger problem when you look at all of them together. Considering players are still dealing with technical issues such as hard crashes, inconsistent spawning, broken feeds, queue times, and a myriad of other technical issues, it's important we call a spade and say the game, while playable and fun, still has a long way to go before it's polished. Again, the goal here is to drive awareness of the issues so the developers are pressured to tackle them and create a better experience for all of us. Like I said in the intro, we're having a blast with Darktide from a gameplay perspective, but the supporting systems that prop up the rest of the game really need a hard look. I have faith that the team who's been working on this game for over 4 years will address the community's concerns, but until that point, it's fair to say the game has some serious flaws. Anyways, folks, I know it's not our typical style of video, but sometimes you just need to address the elephant in the room, which is what we set out to do here today. We'll catch you all for our next Darktide video. We've got some great stuff coming your way, so stay tuned. And as always, my name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.